Alright, it's Eric Garage. Once again, it's been a while that we have met, right? Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, then we move on. Today's topic or today's video is about four common steps, right? If your engine is shaking or vibrating, this is called engine misfiring or engine misfire. If your engine is misfire, I'm going to give you 4 steps, right, to diagnose your engine shaking or engine vibration. Right, so this is how to diagnose an engine misfire in 4 steps with no mechanic needed, right, if your engine is shaking. So one step is your you have to get your scan tool, right? Your scan tool, that's OBD2, right? You have to set your scan tool. Then you plug your scan tool just to the port, right? You plug your scan tool, diagnostic tool to the port, right? Diagnostic port. Then you start to diagnose. And then the code that you get, the actual code that you get is P0300 for entire cylinder. You get it right, but to get exact cylinder or exact cylinder misfire, you get one code, that's P0301 or P0308. It's talking about exact particular cylinder, right? So one step, you have to get your scan tool, then you plug your diagnostic scan tool to the diagnostic ports to get your scan, right? And then the second one is that you inspect the ignition system. We're talking about ignition system is the spark plug and then the coil, right? The spark plug and then the coil. So you check your spark plug. If your spark plug is okay, so you can see this one, this spark plug, right? You have to check the tips. If this electrode inside, the small one inside the spark plug is worn out, that means your spark plug is no good and it's going to give you more function, right? And then you can see the tips. If the tips is black, the run neck is black, with this one too supposed to clean or you change it, right? And you have to know the span, the span date of your spark plug, right? Then you change it. After that, then you go to your coil. That's ignition coil. This is a very important thing. This one can give you misfiring. It can give you engine misfiring, right? This particular one, this ignition coil, right? So what to do is that this coil, if your engine is shaking and you diagnose and get one cylinder malfunction or it causes your engine to vibrate or shaking, that's engine misfiring. What to do is you have to swap this one, the coils, right? You have to swap them. If it is engine cylinder 1 is causing the problem, then you send the cylinder 1 coil to cylinder 2 or cylinder 3, right? So you interchange them, then you get to know if the coil is not good or it's not coming from the coil. The shaking or the vibration is not coming from the coil exactly. Then if you notice that, then you will go ahead for different step. So if it is the coil which is causing the misfire, then you are good to go. You have to change that particular coil. Then you are okay from engine misfiring or engine shaking or vibration, right? So this is the second step. You swap your coils to know that if your coil is okay or not, because this particular coil can leak fire, right? Can leak fire. So you're supposed to check all those things. And then the third one is check fuel and air delivery. Fuel and air delivery. So when we talk about fuel and air delivery, we talk about injectors right here. You can see the injectors. You have to know that your injectors is spraying well without any blockage. So if you remove your injectors, you have to check. This one is petrol injector, right? Petrol injector. So you have to check the tip, the mouth of it. If it is a clog that has been clogged, then you have to wash it, right? You have to wash it well. So if it is not clogged or it's not blocking, then you have to move to another step. So this one is, if spark plug is strong, then you have to move on to another one. Step of under check fuel and air delivery. One is the vacuum leakage, right? The vacuum leakage. So you have to check the vacuum for crack or disconnected holes around the intake manifold. So you have to check the vacuum leakage. When the vacuum is leaking, that the intake manifold is leaking, it can cause engine vibration or misfiring. And the two is the injectors. That clogged injectors can do that if your injectors is not spraying well into the combustion chamber. It can cause vibration to your car or shaking or misfiring to your car, right? So these are under the check fuel and air delivery. Yes, and then the second and then the third one about the check fuel and air delivery. The third one is air intake. So you inspect the mass airflow, that's the MAF. You inspect it, if the sensor, you inspect the MAF airflow, the sensor and air filter for dirty or blockage. If it is dirty or blockage, that's the MAF sensor, you have to clean it. And then if it is damaged, you have to change it. It can cause you vibration. Yes, so you have to clean it or you change it. And then the filter itself, the air filter, if it is dirty and clogged, it will cause vibration or misfire because the amount of air that needs to enter the combustion chamber to mix up with fuel so that we get the mixture of fuel and air properly to function for your engine. You won't get that amount of air to work with that. So there's it. And then the last stage for the diagnosis of engine misfire, the last step is the mechanic testing. Yeah, you perform the mechanic testing, right? So you have to get a mechanic test. So if the ignition and fuel system are healthy, the issue is likely internal engine health. So if everything is okay, you diagnose, get everything is okay, and it's still vibration. So you have to move to mechanical tests. Yes, mechanical test. So mechanical test is compression test. Yes, you get your compression test as the one. So measure the compression on the misfiring cylinder. So if it is cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3 is making that vibration or causing misfiring, you have to get those things down. And then you know that this is cylinder 1 is doing it. So if it's happening like that, which means you have to check that mechanic side, you have to check the valves, if the valve is worn out or not. And then you check your valves, you check your piston. If the piston is worn out, it leave you space between the liner and then the valve, the rings. Yes, the liner and then the rings. if the space between them, yes, if the space between them, the air will pass through that place to enter into the sump right where the crankshaft located. So you get you get that one repaired or replace the worn out rings, and then the bend valves can cause that. And the three is the blown head gasket. Yes, blown head. If your gasket is bent, it blown out, it can cause misfire because the air will pass under it, and then you get engine misfire. So this is the four key of engine misfiring. So if there is anything added, we put under the comment section, then I'll know what exact pinpoint or what is worrying you about your engine. So this is AK Garage. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more video that is coming up and is loaded up to you